We have grown up in the shadow of the Holocaust, and we say never again will that happen. The marginalizing of Jews, and then all the way to the extermination of 6 million Jewish people. This cannot ever happen on the face of this earth. But unfortunately, we're seeing a dramatic rise of anti-Semitism, not just in Europe, not just in the Middle East, but here in Canada. And I do not want my streets of Toronto to be unsafe for my Jewish friends.
If we want our society to be equal and fair, then fighting baseless anti-Semitism and recognizing it for the racism that it is a key.
We believe in freedom for religion for all, not only for Muslims, also for Jews and for Christians, and we will do everything to ensure that everyone will be able to visit the old city of Jerusalem.
We thank Israel for bringing us the generational God, bringing us generational faith, bringing us generational promises, generational covenants, generational values, generational encouragement, generational truce, generational love, and generational forgiveness, generational justice, and generational mercy towards all.
The elites in the West, the political class and the surrogates in the media and academia in Canada cloak their anti-Semitism by supporting Palestinians and their anti-Zionist allies in the West, advocating BDS campaigns against Israel and spreading anti-Semitism through schools, colleges, and universities in the annual anti-Jew hate fest under the banner of Israeli Apartheid Week.
Here in Canada, we Israeli diplomats watched with awe the anti-Israel protests all over the country. We heard the anti-Semitic slurs, the use of swastikas and Nazi flags. We saw Israeli flags being burned and defiled and trampled on. We witnessed vandalism against Israeli diplomatic missions in Toronto and in Montreal.
Are we going back to the 1920s, 1930s in Canada where Jews, we're not allowed in this club and we're not allowed on this beach? Is this where we're going to? Is this where the world is coming to?
We saw more violent incidents taking place against the Jewish community across this country in the month of May than we saw in all of 2020 combined. And this for a Jewish population, which only represents approximately 1% of the citizens in Canada. 1%. And yet close to 15% of hate crimes in a normal year is targeting the Jewish community.
You're so right. On the way over here, I was thinking of my parents of blessed memory. They grew up with the words, Jid, Jid, ij to Palestina. Jew, Jew, go to Palestine. They were taunted with those words in Poland and Lithuania. Imagine now that their grandchildren are taunted with the words, from the river to the sea, free Palestine, which is the code word for genocide of the Jewish people.
Wipe Israel off the map.
Correct.
And it's...
What we just witnessed and experienced is unprecedented. And what we experienced was an alliance between radical Islamists and radical leftists. This is a serious and worrying trend for all good people, because as we discussed, the hatred that starts with Jews never ends with Jews.
Not yet reached the number of Jews that existed pre-Holocaust. We are still, I believe, at about 14 million Jews in the entire world. And prior to the Holocaust, there were about 16 million. But our ability to continue to grow and to survive and to thrive, it doesn't happen without the tremendous support of millions, if not billions, of Christians around the world because of you.
As we all know, hatred is no longer a localized matter. Unfortunately, because of social media, hatred has become an international, worldwide, global, I would call that a pandemic in a different way. No one is immune from the disease once it is rooted, and it's the most slippery of slopes. It can be against Jewish people, Muslims, Christians, religion, any religion, and people within religions. Hatred against color, against ideological beliefs, hatred against political beliefs. It never ends. We have to stand shoulder to shoulder. We have to make sure we see the good in others, and we have to all work our hardest to make sure that hatred is wiped out.
If we cannot afford spaces for our Jews, if we cannot afford safe spaces for our Jews, whether it be for our students on campus or safe streets that allow all members of our community to walk in safety, no matter what religious garb that they choose to wear, we all know what comes of that. French politicians today are contemplating to their great sadness and shame what a France without a viable Jewish community would look like.
The smallest volume of light can dispel a great deal of darkness. Darkness can't be beaten away with sticks. In some way, because what we're facing is beyond rhyme and reason, I don't even feel that the logic is going to be able to turn people like that around, but I do believe that lighting a candle dents the darkness and that its light can be seen from afar.
Let's make no bones about it. Calling for the destruction of the Jewish state under the guise of freedom for Palestine from the river to the sea is nothing short of a call for genocide. And in case anyone thinks that this is protected speech in Canada, Section 318 of the Criminal Code makes it very clear that promoting genocide includes advocating for inflicting conditions of life on a group which are calculated to bring about its physical destruction.
Bring peace and joy, love and happiness. Yas shalom, shalom aleichem.